everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope everyone enjoyed that opening take of getting some more sheep feed delivered. Was able to get that unloaded by the neighbor. He was nice enough to bring his tractor down. The skid steer does reach. The problem being is that the grapple needs to grab at the top of the bale and it's just not quite tall enough. If I had a bale fork for it, then I would have no issues whatsoever. So I'm going to keep an eye out for one of them. Hopefully can find one used, but the last used price I seen, they were still 800 bucks. So not a huge expense for the 1 or 2 times that I need it for unloading semi-trailers. Yeah, I figured I'd just do a quick little run through of how I do my paper logs and also my spreadsheets on the computer without having a management system. So would really like one, but don't have one. Okay, so yeah, this is just the quick run through of everything. So I have the lamb date, obviously the boys and girls, their tag numbers, what their birth weight was, and then I just put a few comments in as to who the bottle baby is, and then yeah, if they had any stillborns. So I do have these sheets separated by the rams as to how I separate out my breeding groups, as to who they're not related to, or whether I want to try and keep ewe lambs off of them. So yeah, I got R2, R5, the other sheet was R7. I also have 9 and 10, R9, R10, that'll be siring the next lambing group of replacement ewes. They're the 2 newest rams. But yeah, pretty simple run through as far as this sheet. I also do have a coil book that I make notes in as to whether I had to pull them, like whether they're good mom, good milk. If they are a call, I have a list up on my board in the barn here. It's like I have all my different groups out. I just try and keep quick reference notes there, and my call list, and then whenever I need to do vaccines, I do a couple other notes on there. Like this is this lambing's group current numbers, so sitting just over 2%. And then on my weigh sheets as they go forward, so I have all the ewes numbers, the rams numbers, whether they were twin, triplet, single, quad, whatever they were. I have them separated by boys and girls. Then I put their birth weight on there. So what I'll do is the next column over, when I go to weigh them for market, or for their weaning weights, or for any time that I weigh them, I'll put the date and then fill in that column all the way down. And then I have a spreadsheet on my computer that automatically calculates my average daily gain. So what I'll do is I'll input all their information, like their birth weight and birth date, onto that spreadsheet, and then it'll show up. So say for example, if I was to weigh Pepper, who's number 264 there, she would be, I think she's 53 pounds or something right now. It would automatically calculate how much from her date of birth, how much she's gained per day, her average daily gain. So it's kind of a computerized but also a manual system. So on the computer, I'll take that spreadsheet after it calculates all my average daily gains, and I will make it, I'll sort the numbers out and see which ewes are not performing at their best, and determine from there whether that ewe maybe needs to be called. And also I have another spreadsheet where I record each ewe every year, what they have. Like, so here, I'll open up my computer and try and show you guys. So hopefully this records okay, but I have the ewe number, and then how many lambs and stillborns that they've had over the years. So, and then it also shows like these older ewes, for example, when they got called. I haven't filled out for 2024 yet, or 2025 yet, I should say. Like this column right here is to fill out for right now. I was waiting till everybody was done. But like, for example, if you look here, number 34 has had 14 lambs over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So she's had almost 3 lambs per year. If you break that down, if that makes any sense at all. probably not explaining this properly. Yeah, so then I got them color coded by their tag numbers, like all the yellows. Then I got the pinks. Whoops. Then I got the purples. So like these purples are the ones that are lambing right now. And you can see I only have their 2024 from when they were ewe lamb replacement lambs last year. So you can see I had a few singles, but I had quite a few twins in there too on their first year. You can see that all right here. Yeah, and then these are the pink tags that lambed in the last group. Again, a few singles the first year, a few twins, and then had a few more twins, but a few more singles too. So it just kind of breaks down, puts it all on one sheet. I obviously still have to fill in for 2025 here, and then add the next group to this on the bottom, which they are green tags. So I will just add a bunch of columns down here, pull this all down. So these numbers down here are the totals per year. So like, for example, I had 153 lambs last year, 8 of them being stillborns. This year, I think I'm already at 100 or even more, and I'm like just halfway to lambing. So I should have close to 200 lambs this year. And then when these columns are a little bit more open, since 2018, there's been 597 lambs born here. Breakdown of the boys and girls, 28 stillborns over 5 years. So yeah, that's just a quick breakdown of that sheet. Really comes in handy when determining whether a ewe is worth keeping. Obviously there's a bunch of things you can manually take from this, but as a general, this is a pretty good breakdown of this system. So again, obviously I haven't completely finished this, or completely updated this, I should say, but this is just my RAM sheet, so I do the exact same thing. So I have my RAM numbers, so this 2/5 was I had 2 rams turned out in there, and I got to add number 8, 9, and 10, and then it just shows over here, you can see if one ewe or one ram, for example, which is R8, which I no longer have, he had a lot more boys or girls than he did boys. So this just helps to break that down a little bit more. I included the stillburst in that, but to me the rams don't have anything to do with the stillburst, but I still included it. So yeah, you can really see most of them are about 50-50 or pretty close. Like R2 Willie, he had a few more girls than boys. So just a quick little reference sheet for the rams too. So I still haven't perfected how I want these done, but this is kind of the gist of these sheets that I do. So I have the ewe number, the ram number, whether they were twin, single, triplet, or quad. You can see a few quads down here. And then I put their birth date in, their birth weight, and then each time they get weighed, this automatically calculates how many days they are, which then brings up their average daily gain onto this. So obviously my calculation happens over here, and then it ends up, I haven't quite figured out how to do this properly, but the last recorded average daily gain is where they were. So you can see this one gained 0.94 pounds per day, 0.84, 0.72, and that was what they gained up until the point they were sold. So like towards the end here, I'm getting 0.608. It also says how much I've sold them for and how their price per pound was at that time. So that just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Like obviously their average daily gain goes down the longer you keep them, but like most of them sit between 0.75 and 1. There's a few that don't. And then I have it broke down between group 1 boys and girls, group 2 boys and girls, and then group 3 boys and girls. So then I also have it broke down with the girls who I've kept. I also record that onto a pedigreed sheet. again, the same thing, calculates it out. Most of the girls gain between 0.4 and 0.6, or 0.5 and 0.6, I guess. So that's just kind of goes through everything. Obviously, the groups that I weigh more have a little bit more, and then yeah, just keeps it a little bit more organized. I know I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining this, but you can see where they gain to all the way through till their last average daily gain. It's not perfect, but this is how I record my lambs without having a management system. So it's kind of halfway in between just doing it all on paper and having a system without having to pay huge money for management software. I know there's lots on the market, but this works for me. It's, again, not perfect, but maybe it'll give somebody some ideas as to how they want to manage their own flock. I would like to eventually get a system, but for right now, this is doing its job for me. Talk about burying your head in for food. Holy man, Tiny Tina. Was that good stuff in the bottom? Come on, babies, let's go. Come on. Hop, hop, hop. Hop, hop, hop. They're scared to get moving. They'll get there, though. Come on, guys. Let's go, babies. Well, they're still pretty upset, but at least they're moved outside. Chaos there. And all of her friends, they're going to hang out together. The other lambs will probably mix in. By tonight, they'll have it figured out. These other babies are just worried about eating. Oh, got a poopy bum there. But yeah, they're all worried about eating. These guys came in and disturbed it. But yeah, those 9 or 10 will fit in eventually. They just need to get adjusted to being in flock life. And a little bit. But yeah, they've been weaning for 2 days now. And they're doing pretty good. Of course, they have to check everything out, and everything has to go in their mouth. Hopefully they find the creep in that trailer there. I'm sure they will. Hey, what do you guys think? They'll be much happier outside here. That pen that I let them run in, it's pretty small. So they'll be able to become sheep and be happy and get on that food and get growing. I love how that milk machine finishes them. Of course, they got to go and play on the box. There's actually a pit underneath here, so that's why the covered box here, but they love the sound of their hooves on it, so that'll keep them entertained for a bit. They'll be good.